This podcast is kindly supported by our friends at Acre Pharmacy, one of the key aesthetic pharmacies leading the way in responsible supply.
Hi everyone, so we are back for another amazing podcast, and today we are going to be talking about brand and establishing your brand, and we have the amazing Joanna with us today. Sorry?
Morning.
Thought I'd got a name wrong. They could have all gone wrong. It was so quick. It could have gone wrong, but no, I got it right. No, Joanna is amazing. And we have been talking behind the scenes for a few weeks about something very, very exciting. But Joanna, do you want to introduce your business, your background?
Hi. I sell a brand of medical wear, which I've been doing now for 10 years. And I provide it to clinicians, plastic surgeons, nurses, any medics really.
So the reason we wanted to do this topic is because it dawned on me a few weeks ago. I was chatting to one of our students, and I said to them, you know, why have you been practicing for so long and you're literally wearing sort of a pair of Skechers scrubs? And her response, disclaimer, nothing wrong with Skechers scrubs, get it in there. But it was more along the lines of she'd established a business really well, but she felt that she wasn't there yet. And when I asked her and dug a bit deeper, why haven't you branded your scrubs? She said she felt a little bit of imposter syndrome, that she felt she wasn't there yet. Do we need to be there yet to be doing things like that?
Well, I see this quite often.
Yeah.
And you know, it's you're working in a really great profession, and no other profession that you see takes little, care in their appearance, other than I do see it quite a lot in the medical profession, particularly in hospitals where, you know, we've got really high-end clinicians, surgeons, nurses wearing pajamas.
Yeah.
And, you know, my
Crocs.
I always say, you know, if you're going for a medical procedure or dental or aesthetic, and I've got two equally qualified clinicians, nurses opposite me, which one am I going to pick? Am I going to pick the one who stands out because she also looks really professional? She looks part of a team. She's well-groomed. She's clean. She's presentable. Or am I going to go for the one in the pajamas?
We shop with our eyes.
We shop.
Yeah.
And you know, we say don't judge a book by its cover, but it still happens. We go for things that are beautiful. We go for things that look attractive to us. I think that you're always ready to go there. Be proud of your brand. Your brand is you, isn't it? As in the profession you're in, you are your brand. You can brand yourself with your logo, but ultimately the brand is you selling
100%.
yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to be approachable, professional, and look clean, tidy,
100%.
and, you know, pretty immaculate
Yeah.
in the sense of the job that you're doing. Everybody wants you to be clean, tidy. So, yes, you should be proud of it. You're always ready to put your own name on yourself. And like I say, it's something that sometimes within practice is the last thing people do.
Yeah.
They tend to rush in. We're always late. We're dashing in. We're dashing out. We come in our clothes that we've worn on the train. But it's something you should take 5 minutes to do. Check your appearance. Wear something smart. Feel part of a team.
Yeah.
And a uniform enables you to do that. It's really important. And keep
You've
your
just
branding.
made a really key point there, though, isn't it? That you do feel like part of a team. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? When they are a lone practitioner, I think they feel quite isolated. They don't feel like they're part of a team. And I think this is why we reached out to you in the first place, Jan, is we wanted to create a line of scrubs for that lone practitioner who sat in a clinic, doesn't feel a part of something, but can be a part of something. So can have a name, have her role, have her profession on, you know, whatever she wants on either the right or left, on their scrubs, but also can have the NN on the arm. So they feel like they feel part of something bigger.
No, definitely. I think even for me, I don't wear branded scrubs. So I buy mine from a very well-known scrub brand.
Yep.
I'm sure we can guess what that is. But I don't have any writing or anything on my scrubs. And I think that is because I've always had plans for something bigger. And I think that falls into the imposter syndrome of like, I don't feel like I'm big enough for my own brand.
I love
You're
you,
not
Meg.
worthy.
I love you. Do you know what? That's so nice that you're sharing that perspective though, because so many people are going to relate to that.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I think, you know, no matter how big you get or how well known you are, you always will have some form of self-doubt in one way or another. But yeah, I've never really branded it, but that's what gets me excited, is feeling like you're part of something, because that is something that I have missed since I've left like a big organisation. And I think having something like the Nurses Network, where it is just supported and branded, kind of makes you feel like
and
part of
you wanna
something.
be part of a professional team, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to, as humans, we like to be involved. We like to be connected with each other, and I think that you know, your group is amazing, because it brings all that together. It can be quite a lonely, isolating world. In the roles that you're all doing, you are, you know, you spend a lot of time on your own, don't you? And I guess questioning your abilities and yourself, and self-doubt and so on. So to be part of a group it's confidence. It puts trust also in your patients. They trust you. And I always say, be proud, put your name on there, put your branding on there. You've worked really hard. You know, you are professional people. You work really hard. So be proud of it. Stand out there, go, this is me, this is who I am.
When I started 8 years ago now, I didn't know what to wear. So I left the NHS, and you have that judgment from people who were like, well, you're not a nurse anymore, you're not doing nursing. So I felt like I couldn't wear my scrubs when I first started in aesthetics, because I felt I'd been made to feel that aesthetics was making a mockery of my nursing
And
profession.
not medical.
It wasn't a medical thing. So I used to really struggle when I first started, knowing what to wear when I wasn't in the NHS, because I couldn't wear my blue NHS scrubs. So it was so hard. So I think it definitely makes it easier now. It's more acceptable. And if you can get the scrubs with the NN logo, you don't, like you say, you don't have that fear of, am I doing the right thing wearing scrubs? Is this still a medical professional? You kind of portray that through the scrubs.
I think people find comfort sometimes in a little bit of regulation, and in a world like aesthetics where regulation is renowned for being not the best, I think sometimes regulation, in even if it's just a uniform, can bring comfort to some people.
And how much easier is it getting up and putting your
it's
scrubs
so
on than
much
trying to
easier.
pick an
It's so
outfit?
nice.
I remember
Also, it's more professional. You know, we live in a world now where we're continuously told, treat your clinic like a ward, treat your room, whether it's one room, whether it's a big clinic, whatever, treat it like a hospital. And then those same people sometimes can say, oh, you're not a nurse if you're working in aesthetic medicine. It's not a discipline. So it's a massive contradiction. But we know we treat our rooms like that. We have our policies, we have our procedures, we do our audits, we treat it exactly the same way with that high level of those high practice standards. So we should feel empowered to do that. But I think also for people who do have staff, I do think it's a nice way of people getting to know and know who people are, you know, especially if they're being approached. Like in my clinic, I always laugh because someone could come in and then every member of staff that walks past them goes, do you want a drink? And sometimes I can hear them being asked 10 times and think, oh my gosh, this woman's going to be drowned in caffeine in a minute. But, you know, I think sometimes it breaks down that barrier when the name's on their scrubs. They kind of, you know, can get to know them a little bit easier. So I do think, and also the disciplines, who's who does what, who's a coordinator, who's an injector, who works in another area of the business.
So in my clinic, our injectors wear scrubs and our therapists wear tunics.
Same as ours.
So you can different, and then our clinic manager just wears smart office wear.
Same, although they are all harassing me now because they all want to wear scrubs. And I feel like I'm going to have to give in.
I think so too.
They're all saying they want to wear scrubs. They all want to be the same.
My clinic manager wants.
Yeah.
I think also as a patient, when you arrive at a clinic, if you have a large team, so let's say 10 members of staff, and they're all wearing different colours, different designs, you're maybe unsure. Do these people work here constantly? Are they here for half a day? Are they coming? Are they going? Are they temporary staff? So if you've got a full team that's all, you know, coordinated in the same sort of designs, it does calm the patient. They feel cared for. It feels, you know, you're walking into somewhere that is calm because all those team, they belong here. And normally as a patient, when you go in for a treatment, you're quite anxious, aren't you? You're nervous, you're worked up before you go, and you're not sure what to expect. So to see somebody with the branding, the name on the tunic, it does calm you down, because you think, oh, I'm in a professional environment. I'm being cared for. So I think it's a bigger part of branding than people realise. I think from a patient point of view as well. I think it's quite a bigger thing than some clinics take on board.
Whenever I'm mentoring anyone, the first month, and people always say to me it's really random, but the first month of their mentorship is solely dedicated to branding and marketing. And I started yesterday, in fact, with 2 new students, and we spent 3 hours actually on one slide where we were talking through it, and it was all about branding and the importance of setting your shop out from the beginning. This is who I am. But so therefore you need to reflect on who you want to be. And I know that evolves. We're all work in progress. That's fine. But you need to have a decision. What kind of practitioner I want to be? How do I want to be seen? And if you ask nurses, I mean, you did it at one of the conferences. Why did you want to be an aesthetic practitioner? And then you got that feedback. But the reality is we need to get to the nitty gritty. Why are we doing this job? How do I want to be seen? And everyone will always say, as a professional, medical professional who is respected, who has patient safety and who does this, who does that. And I can categorically tell you that we, as a discipline, we are so analytical. When we're talking to people, we're assessing the glabella. We're doing everything. We're like, even the person who's serving us in a shop, we're thinking, could do with a bit of chin projection there. You know, because that's naturally, that's the way our brains work. We look for the little things. And I think when I'm away from the clinic for a long time, the girls hate it because I walk in with fresh eyes and I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. Because we look for the small things and yet we overlook that big thing. The fact that we all need to be a part of something. How nice is it when you see certain clinics, when they put up their staff pictures and you can see that uniformity, it just packs more of a punch every time. You know, I've often been to places in the past and I'm shocked at what I see their staff wear.
So question.
Yeah.
As businesses with staff, obviously I don't have staff, would you choose to wear a different uniform to your other staff members to show that you're, you know, the boss, as it were?
Not in my clinic. Not in my clinic, because I don't ever say, I mean, I know some people do, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But for me, I never say they work for me. I never refer to, they do, they'll go, oh, the boss is back. And it's more of a jokey thing. But I never refer to myself as that. And we work together, they're my colleagues. We are no different because we're not different. I say all the time, and I mean it, like I genuinely couldn't do what I did without my team. However small that they think their input is, it's massive. Because if that isn't done, it has a detrimental effect on everything. I need them more than they will ever know. And when I'm away and they allow us to travel, I am forever grateful. Because that's my baby. That business, I made that from the ground up. I fought for that through COVID. That's my baby. And I don't think they'll ever realise how it feels to go away and go, look after it. And they laugh, but they now know because I get texts going, don't worry, I'll look after it while you're away and it's not going to burn down and everything will be fine. And after years and years and 8 years on of having that clinic, now in Kent, I feel calmer. But we, you know,
I think from a different perspective as well. So when I had my son, I had been known as, it was Grace that did the aesthetics. So even though we were called Azira, everyone knew it as, I'll go to Grace, I'll go to Grace. So even though I had staff, when I then tried to take maternity, we had all these people who were like, no, I can only go to Grace. And it was so hard. And I've worked really hard the last 3 years to change it from Grace to a brand. And so I don't think I would want to then unbrand myself 100%. Differently because we are a brand and I don't ever want to go back to the point that I couldn't have another child, not that I'm going to have another child, but if I wanted another child or if I want to go traveling, I want to be able to leave that baby and not panic.
I think that's a really fair point. And I see this quite a lot where clinics have a brand, but the owner of the clinic, its name almost becomes the brand.
That's what happened to
me. And it's difficult because then you are you're tying yourself into, you're unable to relinquish some of those roles to the team. And like you say, then you get somebody that wants to book in and they only want to see you.
So clearly there is a need to be branded, and hopefully with the collaboration now working with you, we can support our members doing that. So what kind of things can people expect to be able to get from you?
So we can do a wide range of colours. We tend to stick to a couple of designs because we like, after the number of years that I've worked in this field, we all like the fabrics that are quite easy care. Yeah. So it's got to be really easy care and look really smart.
No ironing time.
So no ironing. We obviously, especially in central London, space is limited as well. So no ironing boards, steamers, etc. So we have to think of the practicalities as well. So it has to be washed at a good temperature. It has to be carefree, easy iron, and look smart, and also be comfortable because you're in it for, 70% of your day, aren't you? So it has to be comfortable, soft against the skin, suit all body shapes. So we like fabric with a little bit of stretching.
So do we.
It's always quite good. So it gives us a fitted shape, but also some comfort as well, and fits our nice different shapes. So when you are thinking about medical wear for a full team, those are the things that you have to look at. So fabric, easy care, sizes available. So we offer a large range of sizes from a UK size 6 up into a UK size 22, 24 within the same colours, and we offer the same for male and female as well, which is really important so that we can have that synergy across the whole clinic. Yeah, and we can customise it, so we can brand it, add names, logos, and make it. I often go into the clinic as well to see what personalities we have in there, what designs will suit the different people, the different brands. So it's always quite nice for me to visit the clinic as well, and then offer some different designs on colours of logos, names, and etc. So you can set yourself a bit apart from other clinics, really. Yeah. I quite like to do it as a personal service, so I do like to visit most of my practices as well. It's not always possible up and down the UK, but it is something that we do like to do. We go into the clinics and
luckily you will be at the conference in May, so that'll be a good thing. So obviously some of our members hopefully can get to meet you there and
see your clothes, scrubs, see what you bring, the quality, how they feel.
Well, we should be adorning ours very soon.
We've already had a sneak peek and they seem great. So.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Amazing. So, John, thank you for coming on. We have put the world to rights, good and proper.
Yeah,
and looking forward to seeing you again in May.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.